So ever since EA announced that a new Skate game was coming out, I was more excited than when we killed Bin Laden. The first 3 Skate games were some of my favorite games growing up, so to see them finally making another one had me dripping wet with excitement. Caution, wet floor, my bad. But after I heard that the game was officially confirmed, I actually signed up to be a playtester not long after, and luckily for me, I was chosen to be one of the first people to playtest the new Skate game. This is the email I got saying that I can invite up to 3 of my friends to playtest along with me. Long story short, I got to play the game while there was literally no textures or anything. Like, here's a side-by-side on when I got to play versus what the game looks like now. And ever since then, as long as you checked your email, they would let you access every playtest cycle they had, so for about a year and a half, I was able to play this game before it was released to the public. I was actually playing the game so much that I maxed out every section of the map before it came out. And the only reason that was possible was because their point system was giving out way too many points for simple challenges that people like me would essentially do everything there is to do in a fraction of the time they thought it would take. So a few weeks in, they changed the amount of points you earned for each challenge, and now it's slow as beans. It's actually so slow that before you would see people with numbers like 8, 7, and 10, or like 5, 6, and 8. Like, you can tell they've been playing for a while, but now every time I walk up to somebody, it shows that they barely downloaded the game. And I know my PC is shit, so the graphics are low, but there is nobody. Look, I'm skating around what used to be the most populated areas on the map, and I'm lucky to see even one person. Like, when this game came out, no matter what time of day you would go on, there would be people. There would be times where you'd literally have to wait in a queue just to get into a session. But now, the only time I ever play with someone is if my friends are on, or if some random invites me to a party and they want me to help them do challenges because they see that I have all 10s versus somebody who has a 1. So it's not like they want to play with me, but they also don't want to play with someone who just started playing. You either find someone who has been there for as long as I have, or someone who just started. They have literally killed off 90% of their player base before the game is even half a year old. And I didn't think anything of it at the time, but that was the beginning of the end for this game. Like, they had 3 or 4 months to see that everyone was maxing out their levels before the game even came out, and even reset everyone's progress to let them max up their levels again, and then we're like, maybe we're doing this a little too fast, but it didn't even matter because we had already maxed out everything. And because we did, there was literally nothing left for anyone to unlock. And then if you did want to unlock something, it would now take an unreasonable amount of time. And for those people who have been playing for as long as I have, the only things left to unlock now are these banners you can put for your ID card that they put way too much time into. Like, there is no way someone is changing the banner of an ID card that much. Other people aren't even looking at that. They're looking at these 3 numbers. But look at this. Look how many banners they have. But not even that. You see this name right here? They have even more of those. Like, what the fuck is a Yapple Dappler? Vigorous Vimmer? That sounds like a sex position. And it gets worse. So you guys see this right here? That is 4 in-game currencies. For a game to be in early access and have 4 different in-game currencies should be fucking illegal. And I don't think you guys heard me because you don't seem as shocked as me. They have 4 in-game currencies in a game that's still in early access. So this pink currency, or Sandvan bucks, is what you pay real money for in order to buy all this sick swag the store has to offer. You can also earn these through the premium pass, but it's only enough for just 1 deck in the shop if you complete the entire thing. They then have these orange coins that are called rip chips, that are the lowest form of currency they have. You get these by doing any challenge on the map. You then have this blue currency called ticks that you spend on items within the premium pass. And don't even get me started on what the premium pass has to offer. There are no real brands in this premium skate pass you pay actual money for. This is the kind of shit they expect you to spend your money on. That costs 1,250 TikTok token shit things. But this is only 475 for something that costs real money? Can we just get some black socks? Like, what the fuck? This is Fortnite with skateboards. And then this 4th currency is a temporary one that only shows up during events like Christmas and Halloween, where you get holiday themed specific clothes and shit. So basically, you're using real money to get this in order to unlock this to spend it on more of this. And you repeat the cycle over and over until you realize that all you've been paying for is skin skins in a game that's meant for skating. Like, I get that having accessories is cool, but like, what the fuck is this? There are hundreds, maybe thousands of skate brands you could have hit up to put in your game, but the retards over there at EA are like, the kids yearn for Evel Knievel. The fact that this costs $10 is fucking insane. Like, dog, here's a chart of their player base. They have killed their game in less than a year. 130,000 to just above 2,500 players should get everyone who worked on this game fired. Like, I didn't even know the numbers were this bad until I looked it up for this video. And then because this is such a huge drop-off, I even had to ask ChatGPT if there was any game that has lost over 80% of their player count in under 6 months and has made a full recovery. And you want to know the games it told me? New World, No Man's Sky, and Rainbow Six Siege. Now, just going off those 4 games, Skate is going to be dead by the end of the year. Like, unless they add traveling to another planet, I don't think adding some actual brands into the game is going to do anything to bump this number up. Like, there aren't even any actual skaters in the game. The challenges are just things that reset every 24 hours, and look how many of them there are! Like, instead of building a map horizontally, they built it vertically because they thought people would want to use their new parkour feature. Literally, that was one of the features it showed you in the very beginning of the playtest. Do you know how fucking annoying it is to have to climb up to the top of a fucking building just for the challenge to say, alright, now can you jump off the way you came?
Climb every mountain. Or that thing.
Like, who the fuck thought adding a parkour feature to a game where your feet are supposed to be on your board 99% of the time was a good idea? And don't even get me started on the team, bunch of fucking dummies who I used to respect. The same guy who worked on the other skate games was working on this one, so why this game is actual dog shit is beyond me. Like, before the game even came out, they were getting people prepared for this to be a free-to-play online game, and one of the things they said was that there was going to be no maps or areas behind a paywall.
There are no areas of gameplay or the map that you have to pay to unlock.
And what do you know? The first new map they drop is behind a fucking paywall. And to make this an even bigger slap in the face if it wasn't already, it's not even a new island. It's the fucking tutorial island with an extra section added onto it. They're making you pay to go back to the island the game starts you at. Am I wrong? Or is that not the dumbest shit you've ever fucking heard? But it gets better because they're offering you a 24-hour pass that costs 500 rip chips, which are the lowest currency in the game. But still, 24 hours for the fucking tutorial map? And you want to know what their response was to this? Launching in early access meant we were going to work on the game in public while players played. We want to build the game to last, and it meant we will need to make changes as we go sometimes. It also allows us to make improvements like updating our characters, lighting, adding tricks, and other things that we've changed since September. This change was made to ensure this game sticks around for the long haul. What the actual fuck are they talking about? The only trick they've added in the last 6 months is the impossible. And you updated the character models once as if they already didn't look cartoony enough as it is. Like, we're looking at the back of the players' heads the entire game, so for them to not even say characters, lighting, adding tricks, and improving the map shows you what they're really focused on. Like, they have a literal broken bridge that leads to another part of the map that people have been now glitching to because they're so desperate to get to a new section of the fucking map. But they're like, guys, we heard you want the tutorial map back. Show me one Reddit post that says that and I'll destroy my PC. Like, it's actually sad how these guys messed up this game so much in such a short amount of time. And now they really think that they can take things slow and it's eventually going to get this back up to where it once was, like if going slow for the past 6 months hasn't proven anything. Yeah, guys, just a little filler video. J-Station is back. Gonna talk about that Sunday if nothing happens between now and Sunday. Until then, peace.